Alrighty guys, we're back for Abzan Sacrifice, and this is an Edge of Eternities standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked. That's pretty much Orzhov Sacrifice with a splash of green for Felothar, Dawn of the Abzan, and Roadwatcher here on the top end too. So Roadwatcher is a 4 mana, 3/3. When it enters, if you cast it, mill 4 cards. When you do, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Beautiful stuff. Maybe you return something like Sephiroth. Okay, that seems pretty good, but you could also return something like a Felothar. So this is a 3 mana, 3/3 legendary creature. It has trample. When it enters or attacks, you may sacrifice a non-land permanent. When you do, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Kind of feels like that's going to be no joke of an ability, huh? Now also here in the 3 drops, we have a couple Enduring Innocence, which, card draws important, but also it's not a terrible one to sacrifice if you need something to sacrifice, because it does come back with that Enduring ability. Might as well finish going over the top end. We also have a couple Raise the Past, since our graveyard is going to be nice and stocked up, whether we're sacrificing things, or maybe we're surveilling extra creatures into the grave. Couple Gorehounds here at the front of the build as one of the 1-drops. Also, we get Surveil on the Umbral Caller Zealot, 2 mana 3/2, sacrifice another creature or artifact, Surveil 1. Nice. Now, a lot of the rest of the deck list is pretty much the Orzhov Sacrifice that we've been seeing floating about from time to time. We got all 4 Nesting Bot because when it dies, you get the Servo. Got all 4 Infestation Sage because when it dies, you get the Flying Insect, right? We have all 4 Voice of Victory because when it sacrifices those 2 warriors that come in with the swing, right, the Mobilize 2, when it sacrifices those and you got a Blood Witch or 2 on the board, it becomes deadly very, very fast. Yeah, all 4 Blood Witch making the cut as well. We have 3 Sir Vondam here too. This is a 2 mana 2/2 Rock and Orzhov colors. It's a legendary creature, thank goodness. It has Vigilance and Menace. Whenever another creature you control dies or is put into exile, you put a +1/+1 counter on Sir Vondam. You gain 1 life. When Sir Vondam dies or is put into exile while its power is 4 or greater, destroy up to 1 target non-land permanent. A good thing too, because we don't have any removal in here, guys. We're really just trying to do the thing and not worry about whatever the opponent's doing. Eventually, their life total will get so low that when it comes time to block, they end up dying to Blood Witch or Sephiroth, right? So that's the goal at least. The mana base, guys, has a whole bunch of dual land. I'm not going to worry about it. I guess the noteworthy things here is the starting town tapping for any mana, right? The Lush Portico here is the only tapped land, right? Outside of Godless Shrine, which can come in untapped. Yeah, except, no. The Citadel chilling here as a 1 of 2, so that's also a tapped land. So hopefully the mana base doesn't slow us down too often, but I think it'll be pretty clean overall. No honorable mentions, guys. What at the very least should have made the cut as an honorable mention? Let me know. Let me know what your Orzhov Sacrifice deck list looks like too, because I was seeing a whole bunch of different varieties pop up at the beginning of the set, but not so much anymore. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Either way, I do my dandiest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video. Look forward to that. In the meantime, let's go ahead, take this into some ranked, see how we do. All right, we'll see if we can get right into that first game. Heck yeah, we do. What am I expecting from the build? I hope it's good. I hope the mana base doesn't hold us up too often, right? Oh, see, this is all we need as far as mana. So yeah, we go first. I like it. Let's keep this. Start with the Surveil, of course. Blood Witch on top. Yep. All right, Voice of Victory probably gets around whatever that canal could hold up. Yeah, like if it was a Torch the Tower or something. Oh, plus the ability. On Voice of Victory also. That's true, that's true. So Felothar, we don't have... Felothar after combat before the warriors sacrifice themselves is pretty good. I'll probably do that. We'll pay the 2. Yeah, get the swing, since we can. They block one of the 1/1 successfully, and then we sacrifice the other 1/1 to the Felothar. And then when we start swinging with Felothar too, we'll want more to sacrifice. But getting the voice boosted, Felothar's a 4/4 on turn 3. Pretty cool. I think Vengeful Bloodwitch could have been really good here too. The Oculus in the grave is terrifying news, guys. Let's see if they find their white mana. With Oculus in the grave, it's probably Jeskai. Jeskai, mini reanimator, as I like to say. All right, Foundry coming down. It's going to be a Cosmo Grand Zenith, guys. Wow. Okay, 4th mana is untapped if we want the Roadwatcher. We have a double block into the Felothar, then we can Roadwatcher bring it back. That's crazy, dude. I think like Bloodwitch before combat could be really good too, though. Yeah, Bloodwitch before combat. And then we probably get the other Portico down for the turn. They have a good double block into the Voice of Victory here, actually, too, right? No, they don't, because we get the sacrifice. Yeah, we stacked them properly here. Yeah. That's actually crazy, dude. So they don't have the good double block, but they do have a good block with the Zenith then. Holy cow. Right, let's get that Surveil in. Another Roadwatcher. Honestly, I kind of like both of these, because if they find some removal on their turn, I'm going to keep it. Like, it's all of our top end, but I'm not too worried about it. I guess finding more early creatures could be good for the Bloodwitch getting through. Let's see if that Oculus comes back. Oculus is out, but it was a helping hand, so it comes out tapped, which is good news. Less blockers. Let's see if they get some chump blockers with the Zenith. Big thing here is the trample on the Felothar, so they really want to bounce it or something. Torch the tower on Voice, and then another torch the tower to clean up the Voice by bargaining with the tokens, right? Or they just did it for tokens. Oh, it's going to be the Dragon Hunt. Oh, yeah. Cleaning up Voice is pretty good for the opponent. Luckily, we have Roadwatcher to bring it back. It doesn't have haste, though. They're feeling pretty confident. Okay, I was going to say, they don't know what's in our hand. They were feeling pretty confident there for a second. Okay, we can get the Verge down. Roadwatcher before combat. See what we see, because it could be something pretty good. Ooh, like an Enduring Innocence. The Nesting Bot's really good too, but Enduring Innocence is better. Now with the swing, we could bring the Bloodwitch up to 3. Look at the opponent's board state, dude. This is definitely a back and forth. Yeah, sacrificing the Enduring Innocence brings them down to 8. Felothar goes up to a 6/6. Boost the board state wide. They'd have to double block the Bloodwitch, but Bloodwitch is our main way to push the rest of the damage through for the rest of this game, right? Innocence comes back, get a nice boost on everything. See what they end up doing here. They block with the face down card. No, they're going to take 5. No, they're going to block with Fear. They're going for it. They're going for the kill on the Felothar, guys. The other Roadwatcher. Wow, they're going for it. Holy cow. Right, so no matter what, get rid of the auto assign. We got to definitely take care of the Cosmo Grand Zenith. Probably the 2/2, because that could be anything underneath that. That face down card could be anything. So pretty good for us overall, right? They go down to 7 from the Bloodwitch. It's too bad Sephiroth wasn't on the board, because Sephiroth counts the opponent's creatures too. So yeah, I forget exactly how Sephiroth reads right now, but Steam Core Scholar, anyone's game, guys. Absolutely. Roadwatcher, we don't draw off the Innocence. Same thing with the Felothar. I'd love to restock our hand, but they could start swinging with the Oculus successfully. They do. They realize that. Now, we don't want to forget Raise the Pass could hit a couple cards from the grave too, but... oh, Voice of Victory is decent. With the opponent at 7. Yeah, Umbral's good. 1, 2, 3, 4... Wait. I'm miscounting. If we raise the past, Umbral can sacrifice Nesting Bot twice. That's 2 damage. Another 2. Yeah, so we're still not quite there. I think we should go Roadwatcher, try for a bigger raise the past next turn. Nice. Wow. Did you see all that? Holy cow, dude. It's going to be a big raise the past next turn. I think we end up grabbing the Felothar anyways. I think I'll sacrifice the Enduring Innocence. We keep our board state as wide as possible. We have a problem. They do have the Delirium on Fear of Missing Out, guys. We have a problem. We could die next turn. If they find a boost for that Oculus... This was a really good first game, though, wasn't it? Okay, another Oculus to the grave. Swing with Scholar, Oculus, untap Oculus, and the Fear of Missing Out. I guess since they can't... Okay, 1, 2... They got 12 damage in the air. Dragon Hunt Harmonize, they tapped the Oculus. That's great news for us, man. 3 damage. They're probably... I don't know where they want to hit this 3. They discard a Mako. They hit the Bloodwitch. They just don't know we have Raise the Past ready is the big thing here. And then we don't even have to worry about the swing next turn. They swing with the Scholar. Is it going to be removal for the Bloodwitch, though? It's going to be Helping Hand for the other Oculus. Get a couple more face-down cards. Oh, man. So far, in this first game, the Abzan cards were kind of incredible, right? Yeah, the opponent doesn't have any cards in hand. Triple Bloodwitch on the board. Yeah, GG opponent. GG. Holy cow. Really cool first one there. Guys, before I hop into the next one, I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Let's keep the ball rolling. Let's do this. I'm excited. I want to see those Abzan cards do even more. Yeah, one of the worries today was with only splashing those 5 cards, what if we only saw the Orzhov side of things and we don't showcase at all why we should have green in here, you know what I mean? So getting that first game out of the way. Using both of the Abzan cards makes me very happy. Alright, we keep this for sure. Start with the Infestation Sage, probably. And actually, oh, there's our Sephiroth. Could actually start with the Surveil. Well, we don't Surveil. I mean, we could start to Surveil more next turn. Drop the Nesting Bot. Okay, yeah, I talked myself into the Gorehound here. Yeah, never underestimate the power of scrying and surveilling. See what they ramp into off this Llanowar Elves. Traveling Chocobo. Very nice, opponent. That's a good turn, too, to say the very least, I would say. Now, we could take the 2 from the Godless Shrine, which actually seems a little bit sketchy now. Let's start with the Surveil from playing our Infestation Sage. Umbral Collar's really good. I'm afraid to send it since we don't have one of our Raise the Past or anything, right? So... Alright, I'll take the 2. Get the Nesting Bot down as well. Gives us more blockers, too. We could slip Gorehound through. I guess every point of damage definitely matters in a deck list like this. And also gets our speed up to 2, which is good for a Nesting Bot and future Nesting Bots. Ordeal of Nylea. Nice, okay. Still got 2 mana open, maybe for protection. I'm going to take this chump, I would say, right? It's a worthwhile chump. We can fly in the air then with the insect next turn. gonna say they could have a way to give it trample, but no, yeah, while we have the chump, we should take the chump. Surveil. Maybe I should have been sending things to the grave. We would have surveilled 3 times. Alright. Let's get the Zealot down and ready for the Sephiroth next turn, and then we can play our Portico here too. So, power 2 or less, we don't get the Surveil there, so we're going to start with the Surveil on the Lush, and then see what we got. It's going to be Plains, which we don't need right now. We'll send that. Alright, get the Zealot down. And then swing in the air, swing on the ground with the Gorehound. Yeah, without them having haste or anything, or trample for the Chocobo, I think we're safe to still poke some of this damage through. Okay. Our speed is at 3. Now, if the opponent bushwhacks, they're going to want to bushwhack the Zealot, for sure. And that would be pretty bad for us, but... Okay, they got Mossborn Hydra. Let's see if they find the mana for the turn, because that Hydra could get out of hand very fast. Yep, Escape Tunnel. Happens twice because of Traveling Chocobo. And then happens 2 more times because Escape Tunnel. Even if we found something incredibly fancy, even if we had something in here to deal with it, they still have Llanowar Elves open for a potential Snakeskin Veil. That's a 16/16 Mossborn Hydra. It's like they don't want to risk the trade into the Chocobo here, and we don't need to do this Surveil. Starting town isn't bad. We can get that down tapped successfully. Since Mossborn Hydra has trample, and it's probably going to be a 64/64 next turn, because I don't know the odds of them missing a forest, but I'd say usually they have it. And that would happen twice, so we probably die to the Hydra no matter what. So we can go Sephiroth. Swing in the air. Nesting Bot's the Sacrifice. We get some card draw here. I'm trying to see what's the most fun we could have on this turn. And it's probably flipping the Sephiroth, right? Probably. We can send the starting town for sure. This is way too much mana for what we're doing in this deck list, for sure. But Citadel was pretty good. And we do have that max speed, too. We can start by swinging in the air. And they do have the Menace on the ground for the Gorehound, unfortunately. We get him down to 15. And if we swing with the Zealot, I guess that's one way for the Zealot to die. If we wanted to start with just sacrificing things, then we also could have had the Zealot die too. Yeah, I guess the most fun thing to do here, since we're probably dead to the Hydra, is to flip that Sephiroth. Oh wow, more mana. That's 3. Right? Starting town? Holy cow, guys. That's a lot of mana. We'll have to count to see how much that is off the top. Yeah, Sephiroth is flipped. Ooh, raise the past. Sure, I guess. I mean, like I said, we're going to die to that Mossborn Hydra, right? So let's get the Citadel down. And turn. Sweet. Cool stuff. My first time flipping Sephiroth, too. I guess I haven't really played with Sephiroth a lot. Oh, they do find the forest. So yeah, it's going to be a 64/64 Mossborn Hydra. And they find a Springbloom Druid as well. So, oh, we're like super duper dead. For sure. I guess the best thing Yeah, keeping the emblem on Sephiroth. I guess also just being a 5/5 that flies in the air is no joke. A 1024, 1024 Moshborn Hydra. Nice. Too bad it has trample because this would be the chump block of the century. Oh man. Hey, good game, opponent. Good game. Oh, another. Oh no. That's we didn't draw the Raise the Past. What am I saying? Negative 1001? I'm sorry, I gotta make the joke. Opponent! You almost missed lethal, buddy. Gotta be more careful. Oh, man. That's funny. Yeah, that's one of those matches where actual removal in the deck list could have helped, but it's fine. We'll see how much landfall we end up seeing too, because then we could talk more about like what specific removal could work well in this style of deck list. Only 1 mana here. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have counted how much mana. I forgot. I was just so excited to get into the next game. Ooh, I don't know about this. All right, we'll see if we can do something here. At least we have a little bit of life gain on the Enduring Innocence. Oh dear, guys. Oh dear. Right, well. Ow, my face. I can only imagine the Sage gets through. Let's see what they ramp into on their turn 2 here. As is Chocobo. And mana. And 2 mana. Oh, Bushwhack? No, I mean, that wouldn't do anything to the Sir Vondam yet. We do find 3rd. Thank goodness it's a Citadel, so it helps us with everything here. That's pretty good news. Start with the swing, poke 1 through. Because they probably don't want this to trade. Two mana open. I guess we play the Zealot before combat, because if they do double block the Vondam, we have the Zealot threat to boost the Vondam, right? I think that makes the most sense. I hope I'm not miscalculating there. I guess it depends what's in their hand. Looks like they are going to just take the damage here. Take the 3. Okay. They kept it all open. It was nothing. Let's see what else they got. Oh, a mountain in there. Okay. 4 mana available, guys. Yeah, hopefully we don't see too much landfall, because we would really benefit for removal. For having removal with landfall, but we'll see, because a lot of the times they just keep the Snakeskin Veils open. So much, in fact, it's just surprising when they don't have it open. Yeah, we want to do this before it passes back so we get the flyer in the air. We also boost the Sir Vondam for the turn too. 4th mana is good for the Roadwatcher. I'm actually going to keep it. Roadwatcher's an excellent turn 4. We'll have a pretty good swing, don't we? Even with the Zealot. Yeah. Full swing. See what you got, opponent. They don't know what's in hand. I think we just push this through. Down to 9. Yeah, they're going to try to go all in one big explosive turn next turn, so hopefully we're okay here. Go down to 16 from the starting towns. What do we find? Ooh, not a lot, but the bringing back the Infestation Sage is pretty good. Yeah, finding like a Sephiroth off the Roadwatcher would have been the most ideal, but still, it's not bad. It's not a bad board state to have at all. Let's see what they can pull off with this Hydra. Yeah, so far we've been seeing a lot of mana. Yes, 7 mana in the top 14, but I don't think we want to drop any mana necessarily. It's a relatively expensive deck list, and we're curving out over those 3 drops for sure. Like, we really want to see 3-on-3 type of thing. And for that matter, 4-on-4. I mean, there's a reason I kept the plains on top. Okay, good news. It was just a mountain, and it wasn't like a traveling chocobo before the mountain, so they're not completely popping off with this Mossborn Hydra yet. Looks like they have maybe Bushwhack finally, right? Sir Vondam's the best Bushwhack, but the problem is that's a pretty good Bushwhack too. We want to get the other flyer into the air. So we'll pop the Infestation Sage again. Now Sir Vondam's a 4/4, so now when it dies, we'll have it as removal, which will be good. We do not want more mana. Get out of here, right? We could continue the Surveil, but I think just keeping the rest of our creatures is a little bit better. Now this is a game too where we really, really want our Blood Witches and our Sephiroths on the board, especially now that they're at 9. And no great swings unless they have something very fancy. Well, not necessarily. Just a Springbloom Druid would be pretty devastating. And they'd still have the Llanowar Elves open. Opponent's thinking. We'll go ahead and, wait a minute. Oh, they skipped there. Oh, okay. Nice. It's more mana. I think I'm supposed to be surprised, guys. Yeah, I guess 9 mana in the top 15 is pretty excessive. We can start with the swing. We get 2 in the air. Sir Vondam hopefully is good enough. We don't have a good swing with the Roadwatcher. Menace Vigilance is crazy because we still have the block with it next turn too. So they could take 7. Wow, down to 2. I'd call that pretty risky since they don't know what's in hand, but lucky them, we don't really have anything. We get the Enduring Innocence down and hope we can survive next turn. They've kind of missed a lot of the explosive power so far. Even flooding out. I mean, just so much value on our board state, guys. I'd say a lot of value came from this Roadwatcher too. So far, it's been a well worthwhile top end. They have a Heritage Reclamation. Nice. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pick up a creature because they know that this is the style of deck list. There's the Springbloom Druid. Nice opponent. Okay, we're not dead, but we're in danger. The Mossborn Hydra goes up to 8. They do have to be pretty careful with the swings, though. We could win on the... Oh! Backswing. Right. We died. Crap. Crap, guys. That's rough business. Yeah. Well, we tried. Right, we can jump here, get 2, and then we can go 8 into the Hydra, but we still take 24 damage. Plus the Llanowar Elves. Okay, landfall so far is going to be a very rough one for this deck list, but honestly, I think that could have gone either way pretty easily. Yeah, we flooded out any of our wow, listen to me, guys. Any of our Vengeful Bloodwitch or Sephiroth could have really, really helped there. Actually, probably would have ended the game too, right? But if we found them too, maybe the opponent would have been forced into some chump blocks, right? And maybe they'd still be in it long enough for the explosive Mossborn Hydra. Yeah, those last 2 games, if those last 2 games don't make the argument for some form of spot removal in here, then I don't know what else would, you know what I mean? A couple get lost, dropping a couple creatures, but really you want as many creatures as possible, and you're really trying to just pop off. Sometimes you can pop off just as much. A couple turns of tapped land tells me turn 2 Infestation Sage is totally fine. Oh, make sure it's Citadel then. Yeah, between the Citadel and the Lush here, we do find untapped mana. But I'm going to stick to it then. Get the Surveil. Get rid of mana. Game. Game. Don't do that. Don't do that. No more mana. Ooh. Okay, it's more mana. Oh, crap, guys. Oh, crap. And eventually the starting town now after this turn is going to be tapped too. At least we have the swamp for a turn 4 double things. It's a 1/3 landfall. Yeah, that's pretty fun. The Gene Morph. Very fun, actually. Alright, so we can get the starting town down, and I think we'll go for Voice. Setting up the Voice, and then for Bloodwitch next turn, and no attack. Because we definitely want the Sage on the board after the Bloodwitch nonsense. How much mana do I got in here, guys? Maybe I should go check. Because maybe... I don't think I have 25. It feels like we have 27 in these last couple games, though. They do have a Bushwhack for the Voice, which breaks my heart, opponent, but we're still good to go, right? So 3 different landfall deck lists right at the beginning here. We do find more mana. That is really, really bad, guys. Holy cow. Alright, we literally cannot find mana for the rest of the game if we want to stick around. 7 mana in the top 11. You know what? Maybe I have 32 lands in here. Maybe I made a mistake. 32 mana. The Urabo. Nice. It's more mana. I think I'm supposed to be surprised, guys, right? Right? I think so. With, yeah, nothing to do, really. I guess we're kind of just dead. I think I just accept my fate here. Yeah, we could just get the starting town down tapped, too. Like, if we kept some chump blockers back, does it really matter? No, not really, right? The Urabo happens before combat, so the Gene Morph was going to fly in for another huge chunk anyways. Yeah, even if we kept the chump blockers back, they had 12 in the air here. Good game, opponent. Maybe we drop some mana mid-video revamp. We're not even in the middle of the video, guys. We're over 30 minutes in. Wow. Okay. Right. End of video revamp? Let's go double check here, and I'll try to get one more game in. Abzan Sacrifice. How much mana? 23. Okay, I changed my mind. We're not doing a mid-video revamp. We just need a little bit more luck. Let's... There's no way that this deck list needs less than 23 mana, right? Because there's, like, in that game, for example, there's so many turn 4s where you need your 4th mana. You just need to dump 2 2-drops on the board to actually be able to keep up with the opponent's nonsense. I mean, there's no way we end up top decking more mana, right? It's 4 land in hand. Yeah, this is not the style of deck list where flooding happens. Not at 23. Alright, we try it. At least we have the Surveil on the Lush Portico. Sephiroth, number 2. Beautiful. You like double Sephiroth. No. No. You get out of there, Mr. Starting Town. You do not belong here right now. It's not a 22 land deck list, right, guys? I keep bringing this up for all this week's videos so far, but I've been having really weird games. And in one of the videos last week, one of you brought up that you're having a rough time with mana as well, and it's just been like back and forth, and sometimes you'll just have no mana for the whole game, and then the next game you only draw mana off the top. So let me know in the comments if that's been happening more to you as well. Because it's been weird. It's definitely been weird. Alright, let's see if they have some tempo for the Voice. They don't. Thank goodness. Now, Voice is one of those cards where they want to pick up on their turn, which means there won't be a counterspell on our turn. So it could be a good time to establish the Sephiroth, even though we don't have... Well, we could also establish Sir Vondam, get the Lush down too, but I'm pretty sure now's the time to just go ahead and get Sephiroth onto the board. Don't worry about the ETB. Especially since we have two of them, and if they have just generic removal, then... Wait a minute, with Perilous Snare, this is going to be Synthesizer, right? Oh dear. Oh dear, yeah, Roadwatcher can't help that. We do find more mana, which I guess isn't bad because we had a couple turns of not seeing mana. We start with the Surveil. We can keep that. I'm going to establish Sir Vondam. I'm not risking the second Sephiroth yet, because I think Sephiroth and Bloodwitch are essential here. I also want to really get that end of video victory too. End on a high note. So I don't know if it's Synthesizer, but it's probably Synthesizer, right? It's just going to be Esper Synthesizer instead. Grim Bobble picks up the Sir Vondam easy peasy. Repurposing Bay. They don't have the mana open for it, luckily. Let's go for the card draw on Sephiroth. We could find better mana that we want to play outside of the starting town, which would look like a Citadel maybe. So go ahead and use the Fabled Passage here. Come on down, Sephiroth. All right. Get the 1/1 back. Nesting Bot's good, but unfortunately starting town's tapped, so we can't just dump it onto the board with it. I mean, this is very much a Pinnacle Starcade style deck list from the opponent, and Sephiroth doesn't get hit by Pinnacle Starcade, so at some point they're going to miss removal. That picks up the Sephiroth pretty cleanly, I would say. Oh no. Oh no, guys. We're kind of in danger. Just 4 pieces of well-placed spot removal, and now they can grab like a Glass Casket out of the deck list, clean up the Insect too. At that point, once the Insect is under a Casket, no, it's going to be a Tithing Blade. Similar concept. Now, the Tithing Blade can be sacrificed to the Repurposing Bay to grab their Synthesizer from the deck list. There's the untapped mana. And since none of their removal was generic removal, nothing's in the grave to pick up with the Roadwatcher that we would value picking up, right? We still probably start with this, though. Because we could still find something good. Oh, wait, guys, if we find a... okay, it didn't end up mattering. We'll definitely grab the Sir Vondam, then. The other Bloodwitch is really good, too. Sir Vondam, yeah. Yeah, Sir Vondam can hit permanents when it comes time. Dump it all, because if they got the board wipe, it is what it is. Yeah, 4 pieces of well-placed spot removal. No, 5 after the Tithing Blade. Synthesizer, then second Synthesizer off of the Repurposing Bay Tithing Blade, right? Probably. Yeah. Yeah, then that generates Construct. No Perilous Snare, grab the Sir Vondam, so that way we'd never have a way to actually deal with the... Okay. Raise the Past. Holy cow. Wow. That's really good, but we don't have a good way to sacrifice all of these. That's good. We do it. There's no question in my mind, right? We might as well go for it. Like, there's no guarantee that we draw what we need off the top anyways. A Sir Vondam, I'm actually just going to send. Enduring Innocence, we need a way to sacrifice these creatures, right? So send it. Looking for a Sephiroth. Mana we don't need. Mana we don't need. I guess we might as well full lean into it, even though Pinnacle Starcade could be right around the corner. Sephiroth off the top. Hi, buddy. Okay. Okay. Opponent, you don't have the Pinnacle Starcade. Synthesizer number 2. They still got 3 mana open. 2 of those mana are indeed white sources. Yeah, if they miss... Oh, they keep 1 on top. That might be the Star Cage. And they might have the Star Cage next turn, right? So maybe we can get a nice, clean, full swing. Get Sephiroth on the board. They pass it back. Sephiroth doesn't have haste or anything fancy. But with it on the board, as our creatures die and get chumped and stuff too, it's better to get it on the board before the swing, even though a wide swing makes more sense. It's still better to do this first, right? I believe so. And we pop one of the Infestation Sages, I suppose. When it goes down to 16 here. Yeah, you also want to do it first because of the card draw too, because you could find even more that helps us sacrifice. All right. Yeah, Godless Shrine, not terrific. Full swing? Wait, the opponent can just take it. They don't have to. They don't have to worry about this damage at all. Gorehound, you. Infestation Sage can chump. We need as many chump blockers as possible in case they have Fire Crystal in there. So just like 2 creatures. Get 1 damage through. Ah, that just doesn't seem great, does it? And they still got 3 mana open too, which is probably... Repurposing Bays activate only as a sorcery. They do end up blocking the 3/3, so we still get the 3 through just in a different manner. And we might as well keep Godless Shrine in hand to see if we can scare the opponent a little bit with 1 card remaining. Okay, that picks up the Sephiroth, which is very unfortunate. A couple more constructs. Yeah, with Repurposing Bay, you gotta watch out for surprise haste all of a sudden. Chump, chump. We still have the 2 flyers getting through in the air next turn. If that's what we want to do there. It's a lot of damage. Opponent missing the Pinnacle Star Cage was essential here. Voice of Victory is just not what we're looking for. We need an actual sacrifice outlet to push the rest of this damage through. Yeah, because we only got 6 on the board. Oh no. We keep it all, right? We keep it all as blockers. They could find their 6th mana too. Alright. Godless Shrine. I'm on the edge of my seat, guys. I really am. I would love to be able to swing with these insects in the air, but I think we are at 31. With 2 more constructs, 5 blockers on the ground. No, because they could get 4 more constructs next turn. Maybe give haste. Yeah, they could get 4 more constructs with haste. You think they would have done that last time, though. All right, no attacks. I hope they missed the Star Cage. I hope. We could get there with these Blood Witches. We really could. Ugin! Wow, 1 Blood Witch out of the equation for sure. Ugin on the top end, dude. I'm surprised by that. I really am. A little bit of life gain here. Goes a long way for the opponent. Very, very long way. They actually don't go for the full swing. I guess maybe if I would have kept the Voice of Victory on top, maybe we could have had a good swing with the Voice on that last turn. No, it would have been this turn. Yeah, last turn it would have been Summoning Sick. All right. 4 on the ground. Yep. I think we're forced to keep chump blockers, but honestly, they might not have the Fire Crystal because I really feel like they would have done it by now. Right? Fire Crystal's 4 mana. I guess they'd have to pop one of the Perilous Snare, and we have... I guess the Perilous Snare to pop would be the Sir Vondam. Yeah, they go back up to 17. Guys, we're in danger. We've been in danger this whole game. Fabrication Foundry boosts the constructs. Incredibly well-placed spot removal from the opponent since the very beginning. I'm surprised we were able to last this long, and it's all thanks to our top end. The Raise the Past was crazy. Another Raise the Past would be pretty good. Sir Vondam, Nesting Bot, Voice of Victory. Oh, they take the other Bloodwitch. Oh, that's rough. Now they have great swings, and they should definitely take these great swings. And Bobble. Yep, really great swings that they should take. We're playing it out because we could find... I don't know. I don't know what we could find, but we're playing this out. So chump, chump, that's 32 damage coming through. We might as well keep at least one flyer. Yeah, them having removal for days was just a little bit too much to deal with for this deck list, especially when their removal didn't activate a lot of the death triggers too, right? Nesting bot off the top. All right, hey, good game, opponent. We'll let them swing on in. Guys, always feel free. I like to let the opponents play it out often. Yeah, actually, I'll go for the swing at the Ugin too for fun. I was finding... Are we doomed? Pretty sure we're doomed. Anyways, I was going to drop the opponent, the Fancy Pants GG too, for the last game of the evening here as well. Yeah, always feel free to skip ahead in the video. There's timestamps down in the description. At the bottom of the video too, if you mouse over it, you'll find the chapters and whatnot. The next thing is the final thoughts. The deck list got obliterated, unfortunately, but I feel like it performed relatively well too, and we got a little unlucky with the early floods. I'll still take the block there, and the opponent gets a hefty chunk of damage through. Yeah, maybe we could consider 22 mana just based on these games, but I don't think so. I think we did get a little unlucky with some of those floods, and I still had fun. I did. Thank you for checking in on me, game. Yeah, 46 minutes in blows my mind. I can't believe we played that many games that fast. Yeah, thank goodness the first game was so beautiful, because then we just got obliterated by different landfall builds and synthesizer, which is a lot of the meta, guys. It's a huge chunk of the meta. So some removal to consider, of course, is like Get Lost. And Get Lost is a good one because you could pop your own creatures with Get Lost too and get some map tokens and still get some benefits then too. So the more removal you end up going up, the less creatures you see. And the less creatures you see, there's going to be a lot of games where you're just like, man, if only I had another one drop on the board and we could just win. And that really is how the game goes with this style of deck list too, because once you actually have things established that are sacrificing appropriately and whatnot, losing all the Sephiroth to exile removal was crazy business in that last one. But yes, I would say best removal to go up if you're desperate for removal is going to be Get Lost. And it doesn't hit artifacts though. Is there Abzan removal that we could consider that pretty much cleans up whatever we need it to clean up? Probably not. But since there's green in here, we could consider like certain... like Reclamation could be okay. It doesn't hit creatures though. Yeah, a couple Get Lost, maybe drop a couple Voice of Victories. I really like Voice of Victory in here though. Maybe drop an Enduring Innocence down to 1, Voice of Victory down to 3, go up a couple Get Lost, right? I'm personally not going to make any changes. I'm not 100% convinced. This is definitely one of those ones where more testing is required. There's just some deck lists that you just don't need too much removal, and you really are trying to be fast enough and just like eventually have such an established board state that at any moment when the opponent blocks or something, right? Or if they accidentally take a swing, all your Blood Witches and your Sephiroths and everything just all stacks up and just deals a whole bunch of damage all at once. And then even if they didn't lose on that turn where you take a whole bunch of chumps or something, you raise the past and now you win on the next turn or something crazy too. So I don't know. Yeah, more testing required. Keep your eye on Get Lost for this one. And then I brought up Reclamation because I don't know what it's called. I have no idea what it's called, guys. Oh, Heritage Reclamation. Yeah, here we go. I was just spelling it wrong. I brought this up because it deals with a lot of things in the meta. Number one, synthesizer builds are sometimes every other game for real. They've been brutal and really fast and consistent too. So popping artifacts is important. And there's a lot of things in Abzan colors that could pop artifacts. But what's nice about this too is it deals with some of the graveyard strategies that we see a lot in Standard as well. Yuna is the one I'm seeing the most of, whether it's Yuna Naya or Abzan Yuna as well. But there's other reanimator strategies that pop up from time to time. It could be a Jeskai mini reanimator, for example, right? So yeah, Reclamation is a card to consider, but I just wouldn't. I don't know. And it's just like, it's one of those deck lists. It's trying to do one thing, and it's trying to do that one thing very well. And we just couldn't really pull that off as much as I would have hoped today. 23 mana felt like 27 in a lot of those games. Just kind of felt a little unlucky. And usually I'm on the fence about whether or not something's unlucky. This time, it was unlucky, right? Those floods were bad. Yeah, if we played another 5 games, I kind of have high hopes for the deck list still, but regardless, it still performed very badly for the video, so go ahead and put it on the do not craft list, guys. It's relatively expensive, and it's a very, it's an incredibly specific deck list. You know what I mean? If you craft some of these, they might not go in any other deck list ever. So yeah, so there's the split. We have 12 uncommons, we have 6 commons. The majority is rare. Don't even get me started on the mana base. Luckily, mana bases can be played in other deck lists too, but once you put the mana base, wow, look at that. And then Sephiroth is actually the only mythic, which is interesting. Yeah, put it on the do not craft list, guys, for sure. There's actually no guarantees that an Abzan version would be better than the Orzhov version anyways, and if we just went Orzhov and we dropped the Abzan cards, that would be a great way to actually slip that extra removal in that I was just talking about too. So yeah, it depends. It really depends. Let me know down in the comments. Maybe I'm being way too hard on the deck list too. And if you already have every single card in here and you do not have to craft any, then give it a shot. Get back to me. Let me know if it does well for you. Yeah, we might need to build around the specific things that you are seeing in the meta. So if you are seeing a lot of landfall, you definitely need a way to deal with the Mossborn Hydra and the Tifas, because the trample just absolutely obliterates this deck list, right? So yeah. All right, guys. I think enough rambling. That's pretty much all I had to say. I loved the Felothar in that game 1, and I really liked Roadwatcher today too. All right, now that's all I have to say. If you made it this far into the video for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.